Alright guys, Omen season continues here on the 13th of February 2025. Omen 2 was Tuesday night, and then last night's feature presentation was Ghostkeeper 1981, starring Reva Spear, Sherry McFadden, Murray Ord, and Georgie Collins. Very small cast. It was just those four, and then a couple others, and there was a storekeeper. So it was just a real tight cast, and this is a real snow horror movie. Snowmobiles on New Year's Eve. There's really not much reference to New Year's Eve in the film at all. Maybe like one reference to it's New Year's Eve, but it doesn't have that feel at all. I completely forgot that fact until watching it last night. With each viewing, this movie gets better and better. It's a Canadian film. It's filmed in Alberta, Canada, and it's based on the legend of the Winnebago or something, like, which is kind of like the Bigfoot of Canada. And it's just got this great atmosphere of this abandoned big hotel way up in the mountains, and these three characters, a male and then two women, go up there to, I don't know, they just on New Year's Eve, they're on their snowmobiles, and then they kind of get lost a little bit, or they're out on an adventure, and then they wind up, they go to a little country store, and then they get lost, and they go up and they find a little hotel, and they go into the hotel, which has been closed for like 5 years. And Georgie Collins is the old lady, plays the old lady that lives there, and like she's really awesome. And part of it has kind of an April Fool's Day feel as far as the house and the caretaker of the house, and then showing them to the rooms, so it has a little bit of that feel to it. But it's a real unique film to me. I've really loved this film, and the atmosphere of it, and the fireplace and the kitchen and the little places in the hotel, like the piano, the creepy little lobby kind of place, like living room place with the seats set up looking out the window, and it's like just deep snow. And the thing I don't like is how they kind of turn a little bit in the second part of the movie. The first part of the movie, they're using a lot of the snow and stuff outside to kind of do some of the talking and some of the music and stuff. And then in the second part, they're forced the actors to do a little more acting and talking, and that's where it kind of exposes some of the weaknesses, because they're not very good actors. And they also kind of, I don't like how they have a chase scene with a knife and stuff, and then the woman stabs the shopkeeper. So they kind of like, I don't like how they go into the slasher thing after being, they seem like they were a little bit smarter than that for most of the movie. But this is 1981, which is the heart of the slasher, so that just tells you how much the whole slasher elements stuff seeped into every single movie. But besides that, I still think it's really unique, because the ending has kind of there's a lot of unanswered questions, and the guy goes nuts. He gets possessed or something, and so it's kind of this weird, like, it's kind of these weird things that you're wondering about, and you're still wondering about after like separate viewings of the film. So I think that really makes it cool, and it's got just this real kind of quiet ending to it. And this is something I really recommend watching. I'm pretty sure it's available on YouTube. Ghostkeeper 1981, last night's featured presentation. Most of the actors were not really in much else. The old lady Georgie Collins this is kind of her best known film, and she shows a lot of good villain chops in this. It's one of those movies that people don't talk about at all, and it's one that, as far as horror films, and it's one that I included in the January movies of season of watching, and horror and Omen season, because sometime in there, if you can get a snow, it's a good movie to watch. But you can also even do it for Christmas Fest, since it does take place on New Year's Eve. So I really recommend giving this one a shot if you haven't already. Ghostkeeper 1991, and we'll continue the Omen season, the movie watching, tonight. All right, see you guys then.